Okay, I know I'm live now. Okay, okay, I see that shit ticking down. So, see if my boys are on. Try and present some things in. Share my screen. Present. It's extra demo. Okay, so present offline. Look. Slides. Share screen. Share. Oh, fuck, that's way too small. Hermes is a known patron of the gods of flocks, herbs, and shepherds. An attribute possibly tied to his early origin as an aspect of Pan and Boschia. Hermes was worshipped for having saved the town from a plague by carrying a ram or a calf around the city walls. A yearly festival commemorates this event. Okay, let's see what's going on. I don't know. Okay. Red Rising ain't holding up. I can survive. What do you need? I'll be going some more into this as well. The ancient name for Saturn is Israel. This is by Sankthor. I know people are using my teachings and I hear them teaching on certain people's platform. Don't give you no credit for your work. It's all good. So good. So good in the hood. About to destroy some of them this year. Okay, where we at? Let's see, this red writing don't look good on the light. I'm going to change that to green. Let's see if I can find some. Okay. Okay, this is good. I didn't know I could present live like that. So, and then you can just take it off. Yeah, okay, good. Alright, it's just Rich Kid. I'm just testing a few things here, bro. Rich here. Just testing a few things. Soon start going live. Cut down all faults, you know how that is. StreamYard seems to be doing its thing. Invite, present. How do you get what do they call? This test to get my green screen. And then I'm about to start taking heads. I chill like this for a while, let it go running. See if I want to give them something to read. Infancy Gospel of Christ. Inanna. See my screen. Stop screen. Screen. Oh, like that. I can present like this then. Yeah. The Queen of the Night, also known as Inanna. Inanna. Okay. Just messing around here. Don't worry about that. Man who lives without folly is not as wise as he thinks. So here we have Mesopotamia. Some people present Inanna. Most of you know who Inanna is. Yeah, I'm liking this still. Still ain't got no one. So you can tell who's watching there. What's going on here? I can see the chat from here though. Good share. There's a link. Is that invite? Okay. Okay, let's have a look like that. Okay, I'm just chilling. See what's going on. Trying to get used to this thing. Am I getting this still? In the presentation. Okay. Does it lag a bit? I'm not sure. Can see up there. Okay. Okay, it's not bad. What up, dude? Still going through my thing, just learning to share the screen. So when I do my presentation, you know, still learning. What up? Everything good? What's that playback? Yeah, I hear that still. I'm just up late trying to work this thing out myself, man. We can just both stay here and both be bored together, man. Well, it's good though. I think I'm getting some feedback in this. Yeah, I hear that, man. Thought you'd have been out and about on a Friday night. Still early in America there, I think, isn't it? It's not late there. It's supposed to be what, like maybe 9 o'clock. What time is it here? I just kind of came on because my wife is working until 2 a.m. Wow. You have to go and pick her up or something. Might as well chill, man. If you want to ask me some questions, or if you just want to chill. I was really waiting for one of my buddies who's supposed to be testing his green screen. I told him I'll log on for a bit. I don't know where he is. Must have fell asleep or something. Just getting ready to debunk some things I hear people online talking about. I might have to make sure I've got the right setup still. Start going in. Set up my green screen and go in. Okay, so yeah, I got some things I'm gonna go into. Some Christianity and so forth, and a bit of Judaism, and I got some good work coming. A lot of misinformation are out there now on the internet. People are teaching some things that we were teaching like nearly 10 years ago, making out like it's new, teaching Sumerian history and talking all nonsense. I told people years ago that the word Elohim is plural, and it's only now I see people talking about, oh yeah, Elohim is plural. And so I'm back out to kill those doubters, let them know. Expose the ones that are using my work without credit. Because I'm chilled. And I've been doing a lot of Greek mythology also, because a lot of the stories in the New Testament, in particular, the Synoptic Gospels, we can find heavily influenced Greek mythos in those books. in particular Mark, Matthew, and Luke. And I notice a lot of people now are teaching about extraterrestrials, and it's like every 10 years it goes round. Every 10 years it goes round, people start talking about extraterrestrials, UFOs, and to me that's a distraction. There's no evidence for all of that stuff, and people are just taking you off your game basically when they start teaching you thus. So I just want to set up and start talking about some philosophical things. We can discuss philosophy. Philosophy is a high science. So yeah, that's it really. Peace, digital, magical art. Peace. Just remember the 600 free scores, and 6 is 1, 2, 3. Right, you're working on these numbers out. What inspired your 6366 video? 6336 video. I can't remember that one. There was a time when I was teaching a lot of Kabbalah, and Kabbalah is based on alphanumeric, a lot of the Hebrew alphabet. I think I even got some here on my slide. Let me see if I can show you. See if I can find it. Because they use a lot of numbers to hide codes, as you know, in the Bible, and a lot of the texts as well. So those are the things that I was trying to expose back in the early days when I was doing my thing. Yeah, so here are some of the numbers. So now you're into like your numbers and that about the Eastern Star and the Olympics. Okay. That's some of the Hebrew things that I wanted to go through, in particular when it's dealing with mathematics. And let me see. Yeah. Hold on, let me read the chat. Prior to 9/11, wanted about the Eastern Star and the Olympics. That's kind of like a broad question still, because I'm not too sure what you're actually getting at. I don't know if, I can send a link. You can come in and ask your questions. Let me see if I don't know. Let me see if I know how to do this thing. Copy. I don't even really know how all this thing works. So I think that's how you send the link. I won't be on too long, but if you want to come in and ask me 1 or 2 questions or chat about anything else, feel free, man. I'm just up kind of trying to work this thing out and see what's going on. I think I need to set up my green screen also. 1997, a bit manufactured a puzzle of New York. Yeah, I'm not too sure what that's about. You'd have to explain that to me, big man. I'm not too sure what that's about still. A lot of people now are doing what's that? Every tax has a number 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. 11 is a magical number. Represents the twins, Gemini. One of my subscribers was asking me for some books that she wanted to read. It's hard to give people what books they should read, because you find out that people are at different levels in their studies. So it's nice when people, if you tell me what you like to study, because not everyone really likes to study what we're studying. So if you know what you like to study, in particular my man that studies numbers, then I can refer books on that in that respect. But just to give you books, I'm not too sure if you're gonna read the same type of books that I read. I read different type of books, so it just depends on the person's interest, really. So yeah, I mean, like I said, my man, if you want to read certain books on those numbers and a lot of those things, there's a good book, Morals and Dogma. Morals and Dogma is a good book. I've got another book up here, but it's a bit dark where I am now. I can't bother to search for it. It's like it's almost 2 o'clock here. 2 a.m. Yeah, but if anyone wants to join in and chat, I'm chilling, testing out my equipment. Really, not really doing a class, just kind of running through some of my slides that I was doing. I've got a lot more work to do. In organizing some of this, I'm gonna do soon just a small presentation about Israel and another presentation about Moses and the flood story. As we know, the flood didn't happen, so yeah, that's where I'm going. So like I said, if anyone wants to join and have a quick chat, feel free. I'm just testing out my equipment, so it'd be nice to talk to somebody else. I was really waiting on my buddy, but I don't know where he's gone. I mean, he must have fell asleep or something. He's the one told me to sign on, and now he's disappeared. Go through some of these slides. Yeah, I heard someone talking, some Christian. They were talking about Jesus. Person asked if Jesus was scared. If Jesus is God, why was he scared? Person didn't really execute what they were supposed to execute properly. But according to, if anyone fears death, such as a person like Jesus, then obviously Jesus can't be God. Only wicked men fear death. The righteous doesn't. So that was kind of easy work, really. A lot of these Christians are getting strong with this. You know, they're pushing this agenda, this Christian agenda, and you know, a lot of them are down with LGBTQ and the transgender community. So they're in a real contradiction with their Bible. What their Bible tell them to do and what their Bible tell them not to do. I came offline because there was a lot of pseudoism going on, so I like to self-study and read myself. Wasn't really worth coming online. Well, if anyone's up for it, we can go through some stuff. Ain't nothing long. I mean, got many slides here. Talk about some philosophy, nature of the soul. I was about to say, well, you met the devil himself. He was talking about Santa Claus. Yeah, I guess you could class him as the devil. Now, you know, the devil is only in Christian mythos. It's only in Christianity you find the devil and things like that. Other ancient places you don't find nothing about devil and all that kind of stuff. Only in the Christian Bible you find that nonsense. You know what I mean? Man with a horn, and if you do evil enough, you're gonna go to hell. Didn't they used to teach us back in the days that hell was under the ground? That's what they used to teach me and a lot of other people. If you die, hell is under the ground. You're gonna go to the devil. I bet you don't. They don't teach that nonsense no more, because that was real nonsense. The great deceiver. What you need to ask them is, what did the devil do? What did he do? He didn't do nothing. What did he do to deserve that kind of punishment from God? Yeah, I'd mute myself a while ago. Am I? You can hear me now, though, right? Okay, okay. Yeah. So, what did he do? Really, he didn't do nothing. The devil didn't do nothing, did he? They said he got kicked out of heaven, and he told Eve a lie. They said he deceived Eve. But how can you deceive someone by telling them to eat an apple? I mean, it's an apple. I mean, Christians never really tell us what kind of fruit she ate. And I mean, the story, the story, if you read the story of Genesis with Adam and Eve and the apple and so forth, it's an old story and it's copied. You can read Euripides, her goat standing by the tree, um, guarding the golden apple, and the snake Ladon came to her. Yeah, you got it, my man. It's in the text. You read that, you'll find those stories in there. So, and some people in the Gnostic tradition, they will go even further to say, you know, the fall of Adam and Eve is not, it's not supposed to be taken literally, and some people take it literally. Christians, that is, and some Muslims do too, because I don't know how you can have two people, Adam and Eve. If these two people were black, I can understand. But if they were two white people, or if they were a white man and an Arab, whatever race you want to, how did they produce everyone else on the planet? That's why it just doesn't make sense from the very beginning. And if people have problems with it, you can come in, ask questions, or set me straight, one of the two. I'm here to learn too. So I'm glad I'm back. Things start looking all right. I just need to get my presentation, set up my green screen, and then we can go in. I got so far as in the beginning, God created. Oh, I figured out God. In the beginning, God created. Bara Shet Het Ha Shamayin. In the beginning, God. And the word God, years ago when I was telling people that the word God actually means Elohim. That's the Hebrew word used. The Hebrew word uses Elohim and it's plural. People used to like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. It's a singular word, this, that, and the other. But I always stuck by my gun because I always know that the language, the word Elohim is plural. And now people are saying, oh yeah, the Elohims, they were humans, they were a group of beings. It's pseudoism. That's what that is. The Bible is a Jewish book. As simple as that. It's not world history. That's correct. Whenever people try to tell you about God, they can't really tell you about God. God has no name. You don't name something that you don't know. The perfect cannot comprehend the imperfect cannot comprehend the perfect. As simple as that. So when people talk about God, I tend to just goes into one ears and come out the other. Unless you're into your Bible stories, that is. God can't be perfect and then transform himself. He can't be perfect and then transform himself into a human. It doesn't work like that. I suppose I'll get a few challenges, but like I said, just warming up, testing things. I'm not going to be on there too long, so I was just waiting for my buddy to come on, but I think he might have fell asleep. Yeah, that's for sure. I haven't discussed like astronomy and cosmology for a while. I've got a few books on that too. Like I say, prepare yourself, man. Get yourself in when I send out the link. Jump in, ask your questions, and it'd be good. I'm not going to give away all my information just yet. Suppose there's a lot of challenges out there. There always is. I guess now that I've come back, people are going to be scared to click on that link because they know how we used to do on Titans TV. I'm going to get my man Gabs to link up. And if anyone wants to jump in, they can jump in. We can have a talk. Like I said, I'm willing to learn. Just don't approach me with misinformation. So look at this text here that I pop on the screen. Socrates, an ancient Greek philosopher who arguably set philosophical precedent for all modern Western theories. Though he lived in today, brackets because that was missing, 21st century, his trial is still studied and debated. Some believe the trial justified and the Athenians were correct in his persecution. So Socrates basically he was condemned for corrupting the minds of the youth and what was that, impiety against the god or something like that. But Socrates wasn't scared to die because he understood um, the soul, and that the good soul goes to the place that is good. In contrast, when Jesus, um, when they were coming for Jesus, Jesus fell to his knees. He went further in the garden and he pleaded, and sweat was dropping off him like blood, the Bible says. So if somebody's in the statue of Jesus, who people say is God, in philosophy, he shouldn't really be scared of death. But he was. He cried to his father. And when you go to Hebrews 5:7, it tells you in there that God was able to save him from death. That's why in the Quran, or when you speak to Muslims, they will tell you that Jesus was never sacrificed, or Jesus was never on the cross. He didn't die on the cross. They'll tell you that. And they'll say that he was substituted for someone else. Because when you read Hebrew 5, if Jesus is teaching us, knock on the door and it shall be given, knock on the door, it shall be answered. And then when he started to knock on the door, his prayer didn't get answered. That doesn't really make sense, does it? Judas' story. Judas is just a character in a story. Much like the Matrix, when I can't remember the name of that guy who sold them out. Remember when you went to Mr. Smith and he's saying, I want to be inserted back as a Hollywood star and I want to be, I mean, he's just a meme to the story. I mean, they give Judas a bad name, but like people will say that Jesus knew he was going to be crucified. So if he knew he was going to be crucified, then what's the point in sending Judas or making Judas look like he sold Jesus out for 30 pieces of silver? The whole story is asinine. As simple as that. There's more than one Jesus in the first century. There's a few people called Jesus in the first century. And there's many stories also like Jesus' story in the first century. So it's not unique. No, I haven't seen that movie, The Serpent and the Rainbow. I haven't seen that. Is it good, that movie? Judas, I think there's conflicting stories on that, but I think according to the Bible, he was hanged, I think, or he killed himself. I can't even remember. But there is conflicting stories on that. But they're just stories. That's it. Okay, talking about the movie. Yeah, I must look that up. Hmm. Okay, is that on? Is that on Netflix? The Serpent and the Rainbow. I must remember that. I'll give that a look. All right, I'm about to head out now because I think this guy must have fell asleep. Ah, it's an old movie. Them old movies, they used to give up the secret hard in those old movies. Like Tom Cruise movie, what's that? Eyes Wide Shut. Is that or Hidden in Plain Sight? One of the two. That was a good movie. I don't know if you've seen that. Proper Freemasonic movie that is. That's how they operate in real life, really. Yeah, defo. You should come on, man. Talk instead of typing, but we talk another time still. I'll probably log on tomorrow. Don't know where this guy's gone. He's probably falling asleep. Yeah, I mean, I like Tom Cruise still. I'm not like a big fan like that, but I like him when he stars in movies. He's all right. Mission Impossible was all right, but in that movie, Eyes Wide Shut, or is it Eyes Wide Shut, or Hidden in Plain Sight? One of the two. You can find it. As him and Nicole Kidman starred in that movie. That was good. And he's a good actor still, Tom Cruise. You have to give him that. Whether you like him or not, he's a good actor. All right, bro. Peace. I'm gonna log off because I think this guy must have fell asleep. So I'll come back and do some presentation tomorrow if I can get time. Get up to that. So, all right, big man. Don't fall asleep. Wait till the wife comes home, and you can crash out. But anyway, peace for now. Anyway.